We got to change the ideology behind
I totally
if
agree.
you don't go to college right after high school, you have failed in life and you are not going to succeed.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Unqualified, unsolicited, and totally honest opinions on midlife. We've been talking about the state of the world for our kids going into college or that are in college job wise,
And how we have all the answers.
how we have no clue, and how our kids are currently 12, 14, and 16.
Exactly.
And kind of what we're looking at, the conversations we're having, and
surrounding AI and the state of the world.
See the world and what their path could be. And
Right.
yes, so I think this.
Well, what their path could be if we don't give them their trust funds of
Right.
$20 million each.
Oh, right. Yes. If that were the option.
Yeah.
Done deal. Episode over. Sorry, guys.
We're winning. Who cares about you? Moving on.
Yes, but that is not our situation. Not even close. And our situation is that we are not able to send our kids to any university, and we don't have unlimited, like, no matter wherever you want to go, that's totally fine. And
Yeah.
if you can,
I guess.
awesome.
Can I add a caveat? We're unable without a loan, and we're trying to figure out the value and the necessity of taking a loan and putting them in debt or us in debt for a higher education. Is it necessary? Is it not? That's right. The bottom line.
The conversations, listen to our other episode, the first episode about this, talking about universities and like that, the college course that you and I went on.
The path
if that makes
the high school straight to,
yes.
You all get it.
And now we're taking it as an invitation to look at kind of, there's more, I feel like the menu has broadened of what kids are now. I mean, it's always been there.
I guess the menu has been there. Yes. Well, it's more socially acceptable.
More socially acceptable. And that is such a good term because what we're talking about today is more focused on the trades. Because when our kids graduate, really the 3 different routes that you can choose from, pretty much, they're big buckets, but it's the college route, it's the trade route, or the entrepreneurial route. Those are the 3 routes.
Military.
And military. True.
Well, great growth opportunity. It worked perfect for my brother. I know that he didn't necessarily always love every moment of it, but it was awesome for him, and he great growth.
Yes, and so today we're talking about trades, and trades used to be this like frowned upon, less than. Well, it just kind of was in our day. It was
in your world, the world that you were raised in.
Yes, and it's sad because the guys we graduated with that went into trade,
some of the richest people. Yeah, some of the richest people I know.
They're great.
Yeah,
and they're their own boss. And what's great about it is a lot of times their education is covered. They could do apprenticeship?
Yeah, apprenticeship or your trade schools at night.
But they could be making money while they're in school, and they're just put on this track. So for those kids that are like not sure what they want to do or just need that more handholding, because university doesn't hold your hand so much unless you're at a really small school. Like
no, they're not. Even my school was pretty small, and they're in like, hey, if it's the squeaky wheel. Like if they're doing fine and they're just going through and they don't need anything else, we're not allocating resources to that unless they go seek it out.
Right. Where trades could be an awesome option for your kiddo if you're like, oh, they need more handholding. College, they lose themselves. They're not also like on this big track.
Trades could be like a gap. Like go work and work in a trade for a couple years, and then you're making money, and then maybe while you're doing that, you're like, oh, I really want to be an engineer. I'm seeing that we're building this, and I want to build this.
That's
and then you're like, I go back to school because it's necessary, because you need to have that skill set to be an engineer. But the gap and the trade year helped you get there. That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh. And I wonder if those credits would transfer too, like something
at that point in time, like learning and understanding where you want to be is so invaluable.
Totally. And a path leads to a path.
Yeah.
So a trade school would be a good path to start on. And also, yes, exactly. Like saying to your kids, hey, this is the safest route. If you don't know what to do, you either took a gap year or we need, because of your personality, we need to support you in putting you in a thing. I think that's a great way to go. Like, go be an electrician, go figure it out, get in it.
Yeah.
And if you decide you don't like it, at least you've been paid, you have something under your belt, you have a backup, and then maybe that broadened your horizon or opened your eyes to something, a part of it you liked, or that you're like, oh no, I can't do that. But I think the hard thing with college, and what I didn't realize till later, and my path is unique and everyone has their own, but a lot of my friends didn't know what we wanted to do, and we didn't get to taste it while we were
Yeah.
at school
It
back in
moved
our
really
day.
fast. It
Yeah,
moved really
moved
fast.
fast, and then we graduated, and we were like, well, now what do we do? And then, and because college has gotten so expensive, that's a scary place to be. And not only expensive, but there's less jobs. So
Yeah,
there's not this,
it's just a, if you can't outright pay for it, it's a scary amount of debt to figure something out.
especially if your
When you
kid
could
has to pay for their own college,
when you could
it doesn't math out.
go dig ditches and you're making money.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And then you're figuring stuff out. So there's
right.
lots of ways
Totally.
that you can figure things out and not be creating an enormous amount of debt if you can't.
And I
necessarily-
like that it's like out of the box thinking. It's the not the normal path. And again, if your kid
Again, we're going to use that with a caveat, normal to you. But
Normal
it is
to
a
you,
normal. Yeah,
yes.
there's so many people. Like, I mean, you think about how many people work in trades and how many people
Yeah.
drive trucks or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
There's a large percentage of the population that does that, and that's fantastic.
And I appreciate that there's this new positive spin on trades. I do. Again, it depends where you are and where you listen to this and how you grew up. But where
It is
you
getting
were-
to be more
It's getting
rock
more-
star
totally.
because you could make some money.
Yeah. And I was listening to
Plumbers, electricians,
our
framers,
neighbor
builders.
is an electrician. That guy
Killed
is
it.
at 3 o'clock every day is throwing the ball to his dog.
He's killing it.
He has how
Well, he's
many-
already retired, so
he's
it's
already
over.
retired, and
So-
he's 5 years older than us, and he sold his business,
He's great.
and he has like boats and
He just won. He
has
won. He
vacation
won.
homes.
Yeah.
He won.
But I
Like,
work
he's
with a
at home.
ton of trades guys, and they all are some of the richest dudes.
Oh yeah, you definitely
they're-
work with a lot of trades.
See, one of my
It's
buddies just got back from South America. He went down to see, I think it was South America, but he went to go see a World Cup game, and he's like, dude,
Is he a
they're doing
contractor?
great. Yes.
Can you say why you know a lot of tradesmen?
What?
Say why you know. a lot of
Oh, well,
tradesmen.
my show is a renovation show that I do, and so
On HGTV.
yeah. So we're
Yeah,
working with
so-
tons of trades
Yeah,
guys,
so
and
Brian is like always around
rich.
trades
Those
guys.
dudes are killing it.
Yes.
Those women and dudes are doing so great. I use it universal, just so
Yes,
y'all know. Yeah,
totally,
yeah, yeah.
totally.
Um,
And one of a mom I know, she was talking about her son is a junior, he's going to be a senior, and she was like, "Hey, if he doesn't go play sports in college, he's going to go be a plumber." And she, because the dad is a contractor, and I
Oh,
was like, "That is so smart."
Plumbers are
because
awesome.
not-
Plumbers name their price. When
They
you're
really
when
do.
your poop backs up,
Yeah.
they come and give you a price.
you're
Not
like,
many people
"You
are
will pay
negotiating.
anything."
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And so it was really refreshing when she said that because I was like, wow. And especially because her husband's a contractor, he can introduce his kid to, get him an
Yeah.
apprenticeship, whatever,
Yeah.
right away. I mean, it's just like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And she's like, he loves sports, he wants to play sports. And I go, cool. 'cause
But
that would
physical
be
kids,
great.
athletes are physical. And so
Yeah,
having a
it's
job
a
that is
physical-
physical and mental,
Yeah.
it's easier for some people versus sitting at a desk.
Totally. And I think
Yeah.
that's one of the conversations to have with our kids, and it is like, do you want to be like behind a computer and
Yeah.
like being that, or do you want to be out in the field? Do you want to be working with your hands? Like, those are some
HVAC,
things-
electricians, there's going to be
Yes.
such a need because of AI for power and batteries and stuff.
Construction
That
manager,
stuff. Oh man,
There's a welder.
it's going to be a while before the robots take over, installing electric panels or wiring,
Totally.
plumbing or
Totally.
blah, blah, blah. They might assist and there might be easier tools,
Right.
but it's going to be a minute. It's a safer bet, I think, to put your son or daughter in one
Yeah,
of those worlds.
And human skills are going to be the last one the physical human skills will be the last one, I think, to be touched by AI, because obviously, computer skills are the first ones to kind
Yeah,
of be taken because, you hear all these podcasts
Computation
about
stuff.
how they're going to, downsize, and because you can train AI to be one of the employees, they're still going to need that, but they can't train an AI to go do plumbing right now. They can't.
Not yet.
The-
Not
or
yet. Yeah,
electricity,
it's going to take a
or-
hot minute.
And then
Yeah.
also, like you said, to build the infrastructure.
They
for
might
this
dig
new
the
age.
trench, but
Yeah.
it's still going to take somebody to solve the flow of the wires or the pipes or whatnot, or the ventilation. So there's a longer longevity there. I'm definitely steering, our kids in that direction of some sort of trade, just because I think
Here's
it's so
a
smart.
question. As we're talking about this, I'm just thinking, primarily those trades that we mentioned, like electrician, plumber, HVAC, has been primarily men or male.
Yeah.
So what
Well, we have contractors and
You do?
women. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
is it? Pretty,
I think
like,
it's blurring. I think
it's
it's still
blurring.
probably pretty male
male?
dominated.
Yeah.
I think it's going to change. There's
Yeah.
no reason a lady can't pull wires or,
Yeah.
like PVC piping for plumbing. I mean, come on,
Okay. I was just
yeah,
wondering about that because
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
especially
I think it's the game's changing. And I mean, you see companies like, like Clean Women, if they want to start a plumbing company, which is like, I mean, like that, they're not doing the typical plumber's crack,
yeah. Oh,
like,
totally.
you know what I mean? Somebody who
Totally.
comes and shows up that looks
Yeah.
nice and smells nice. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
ball
And
game for that.
if you've ever found yourself Googling or wondering how to help your aging parent in any sort of way, my ebook, When Roles Reverse, is the roadmap that I wish I had had when this all began. Literally, chapter by chapter, it will walk you through everything you need from starting that conversation in a comfortable way, long-term care decisions, sibling challenges, financial issues, and so much more. No fluff, no overwhelm, just here's what to do next. And feeling calm and in control, friend, is the best way to be in all of this. And you can get yours at thesandwichedgen.com/ebook. These guys, they graduate college. They're in Tennessee, and they started this window washing company. And they are doing so well, and they franchised it, and they called it like Pinks or something. And they wear remember the old school, like kind of mechanic or whatever, like the jumpsuit, the
Oh
long
yeah,
jumpsuit.
an overall or
Is that an
coverall.
overall?
It's a
Yeah,
coverall. Sorry, not overall. It's a coverall.
coverall.
Yep.
But they made it like cool
Yep.
and more updated, and and it's brand identity. So
Yeah,
when
it's just
people see them
marketing.
around.
It's just
But I
marketing.
think it's
Yeah.
cool because not only is it marketing, but it's like a new, fresh spin on it. And these guys are, and they started being the actual window washers, and it's grown so much. And they used to do like the local business of the week, which was really neat. And then they do it,
Yeah.
and they put a sign up and whatever, and they'd help a local business by doing their windows. And then, because I love getting local and like in touch and stuff, but they made it seem fun. And now those three guys that started it are now running the business. So now they're the business guys and not but they're better business guys
Yeah,
instead
it
of just
grows.
graduating. They've been in the trenches. They
Again, that goes back
know.
to our other episode of like sometimes it might be daunting to think about running a business, but if you look at it like from a lemonade stand,
Yeah.
and those dudes probably started like, hey, we'll wash your windows for XYZ. They just wash it, they get the money, they
Yeah.
put the money in, and they split it, right?
Right.
And then they make sure they're paying taxes on it. But like as they grow and then the business grows with them, they learn more, they
Right.
learn how to manage other people, they learn how to like invest
Totally.
for the future. So
Getting
don't
your hands dirty,
yeah,
especially in business,
you
is
don't
kind of a necessary evil. I mean, I remember even guys graduating because we lived in LA. So obviously the entertainment industry was a huge part of that ecosystem there. And I remember guys graduating from like good colleges, like really strong, reputable colleges, and they would want to work as agents, but they have to start in the mailroom.
oh
And
yeah.
so here they are, like from this 200,000 plus,
Oh yeah.
like
It just depends on
education, but they had to start small, and then they grow and grow and grow. But because that industry was like, yeah, you still need to learn this, you still need to earn your space. And so and many different things, but and it's really fascinating to me. I love this topic so much because it's really stretching our brain, especially from where we came from and where the world is now. It's just very, very different. And I was talking to a friend the other day too. I was like, is college the same? Like, it seems so expensive now, but is it all relative? Like, is it the
Yeah.
same,
Yeah.
you think,
I think so.
as when it was when we
Yeah.
were? I just
I
feel
mean,
like
my guess.
state schools are a
No,
little
it's
bit
just
more.
it's maybe at all. I mean, we did get to a point to where I'm just guessing
I
that
know we don't have
it
the
became
stats.
more of a norm and more people are doing it because it's the checkbox you have to
Yeah.
have. You can't have a degree to get a job. But I think that hill has crested. It's probably peaked or flatlined.
Yeah.
I think now that people are like, oh no, maybe you could just be a really exceptional human being that's driven and you could come work in our company
Right.
and make a ton of money.
Right.
I
Yeah.
got tons of friends that maybe didn't finish school or didn't even go and they're killing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, trades. I know we say trades, but it's a business just like anything else.
It
It
totally
is
is a business.
is
And it honestly, us having this conversation, I was already like, this is really neat that it's getting more of a, you know, uh positive spin.
they're
Not
putting a
that
light
it's
on it.
negative. They're
Society's putting a light on it. Yeah.
And because it's needed,
It's having its
so
moment.
needed, and people can really thrive with it. But what I like is that it is its own education of diving in and
Yeah.
doing it.
There's
And you can be like, you could if you really want to do business and run your own business, maybe you look at a trade and be like, I want to run an electrical
Yeah,
company.
and the
I
nice thing
want
with
to run an
trades too is
HVAC
you
company.
could go work for a big one, learn how to do it, and then start with your
Yeah,
own
just model, go
smaller truck.
learn from
Yeah.
someone else that's doing it.
I
That's
was
the
what
best education
yeah.
you can have is on the job training, and like go get a job with somebody you were like, that guy's killing it. I want to do it. Yeah, I love it. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I saw this video about this HVAC company, and they're a big one. And they asked a question about, like they're short people, and he's like, I could go tomorrow and hire 500 people, which is massive. That they're in that much of a shortage for demand, and
Wow.
so it's there.
Yeah,
It's there.
it's there. I'm wondering when that hill will be peaked.
Who knows? It's
But
gonna
who
take a hot
knows?
minute. It's
Yeah,
gonna take a
it
hot
will.
minute.
And it
Because
really
we
it
are.
is where our kids are. So again, our kids are 12, 14, and 16. Our 12-year-old's picture is going to be very different because the world's rapidly changing versus our
Yeah,
16-year-old.
yeah.
So it is like we have to, I think the key is to have the conversations
Well,
and see
if
what their
if
interests
if
are.
anything, I think take the shame away from maybe not going directly to college after
Yeah,
school. And then maybe you go to college 4 years later or 3 years or two or after you
absolutely.
figure but I think we gotta change the ideology behind
I totally
if
agree.
you don't go to college right after high school, you have failed in life and you are not gonna succeed.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one thing. Let's change the norm. Let's figure it out. Because maybe you go do XYZ for a couple years and it then leads to this and to that
Yeah.
and you move on.
Yeah.
My job didn't necessarily need a 4-year degree and I got one and I went
You
there
got
and
a
they were like,
really strong
and they're
one
like,
from Santa
they're
Clara.
like, go get coffee, bitch, and go get our laundry and work your way up. And I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But, and I don't even, no, I never showed my diploma. I don't think anyone cared.
Right.
So it was growth for me personally, but was it necessary? No. So
Right.
had I known, that money could have been either saved, used elsewhere, other things.
Right. And then
So
I'm like,
it's
well, I
better to have
got
a target.
journalism. I went to,
Yeah.
to U of O for journalism to work in advertising. Did I ever work in advertising? No, because I figured out late that I did
Yeah.
not want to. And then,
And then you just finish
and then I
because
did
that's what
sales.
everyone else
I did
does, and then
finish.
you just
But then
follow.
when I went for jobs interviews for sales, the hardest one to get is your first one. And then, I think I've told this story before, but the guy interviewing me, it's so funny. Those companies that everyone's a VP. And so he was VP and he was like all, confident and like, and I had my resume, which was no sales. I mean, I had sales experience of like
The gap.
retail, and yes, but this was for wholesale banking, like in the mortgage industry. This is a long time ago, and that was a cool job. And so he was like, "Well, only 1 out of 4 people I hire actually like succeed in this job." And he goes, "So I'd really be taking a risk on hiring you because you don't have this experience." I go, "Well, actually, it wouldn't be a risk if only 1 of 4,
25%.
25% of the way you've been doing it is working out. Maybe I'll actually end up being." And he kind of was like, "Well, you're right." And so that emotional intelligence is such a huge skill. And that's what we work on with our kids. But it's like, and I ended up killing it at that job. And he moved to Texas and was trying to take me with him because he was like, "You're awesome. I want to take you." But it's that the college degree, because of what I studied, I didn't end up doing or using.
Yeah. So there
It
is
didn't matter.
inherent skills that you're going to learn going and accomplishing a college degree. That is
Yes.
not in question.
Not in question.
I
For sure.
think what we're saying is you could potentially learn the necessary information elsewhere.
Yes.
So let's start making that not such a crazy sort
Right.
of avenue to run
Yes.
down.
I mean, believe me, I hope one of our kids or multiple, if I hope
Get the
that's
opportunity to
what
go to
they
college?
get the opportunity to go to college, that they get the grades, they get it down, like that and that's what we really stress too of like, hey, no matter what you do, you got to work hard now, get the grades, show, and we're trying to teach those skills. But I think the key, like you said, is
It's
having
not
those
the moon or nothing. It's like
Yeah,
there's different
other
levels of where you can
options.
go.
And
Yeah.
also, it's okay if you don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know when I graduated
Yeah.
high school what I wanted to do. But instead of just sending you and hoping you figure it out, maybe let's look at some different avenues of what might be the better choice for you to
Sure.
like get your feet, get your
Yeah.
hands going,
Yeah.
get this going, or
Well-
like just get in and figure a path leads to a path. Like,
Say you want to go into the trades. If you are in high school and you start working on summer breaks and winter break,
yeah,
and then you're done with high school, all of a sudden you've had
Job
had
experience.
yes.
Yeah.
You jump right in and you're not necessarily, you probably will be low man on the totem pole, but you're a valuable low man on the totem pole because maybe you spent your summers working at minimum wage for them and they're like, okay, now we're going to start paying you an
Totally.
apprentice fee.
Totally.
And so you're
And
already
they saw
off to
that
the,
you're good, hire.
Yes.
They're like,
So,
yeah.
or you decide that's not for me.
Yeah.
I really want to do this. And then you attack that.
Yeah,
But
I definitely think that that's a great
opening your
point, is the
mind.
summer jobs are a great way to try it
Yeah.
on, just even in the smallest bit.
Well,
Um,
that's how I thought I wanted to do advertising. Obviously, you and I are the same world. And then I saw when we did a commercial at the advertising agency that I was doing an intern for, and I saw the production side of it, and I was like, "Ah, that is so neat," and fell into that. And that was kind of my
you
launch.
wanted to be
Luckily,
the creator, like the physical creator.
yeah, I
Yeah.
do. Because trades really like if I did it over again and didn't do TV, I would definitely do a trade. I like to think and I like to be hands on,
Hands on.
and
Yeah.
I get to do that in my job, which is
Yeah.
awesome. But trades is super, like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I like all that. It works for my brain,
Yeah, I remember because I was the general contractor on our addition on our
Um,
house, and
it's exciting.
it was
Yeah.
so fun, and it was cute because I was talking to the plumber, and he just kind of, he's such a nice guy, and he was finishing up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm able to. I go, I've always wanted a tub like this, and I'm like, you made that happen, and he was like, made his day, because I go, you get to like create, and
Yeah.
like a painter, you've changed the whole look of something within a day of your work.
Yeah.
Like, you just gave me a bathtub that I can use
Well,
within an hour.
it's
Like,
also the
how
office
cool.
space thing.
Yeah.
You actually see the results of your labor
Yes.
immediately. It's very
Immediately. Like, it's a
tangible.
very big payoff.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
hairdresser gets to
Yeah.
see that they've
Yep.
made someone
They're
smile. Like,
smiling.
there's
Yeah.
instant
Gratification.
impact.
Yeah.
And that speaks to me too, is like, I love to see, I mean, obviously, and you and I are both doing our own thing, and we love that impact. So it's just, I love having these conversations. It's so important.
I guess it's just open your mind to a different possibility because the world is evolving. So the path that you think was always the path, it might not be the yellow brick road for you
Yeah,
in the
or for
future.
your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just have those
Yeah.
conversations and really see if they want hands-on, trades might be a great option for them, and really pretty brilliant and like exciting place to be right now. So, and we're not experts, but just really enthusiastic.
Unfiltered. Yeah. Unqualified. Boom.
If you loved hanging out with us, hit that follow button and share this episode with someone who could use a little midlife magic. Now go rock the rest of your day.